Hi, Real Moms. This is Dr. Paul here again. I'm the author of Real Mom's Dental Pocket Guide, Cavities. And if you're watching this on your phone in silent, please turn on your sound. I've got some great stories for you today. In fact, this is the third part of some short stories. We started with this story. Let me see if I can get that in there. This little 3-year-old girl that had all of her teeth decayed down to the roots, and only 3 years old. It was actually caused by milk. And then in the second video of the series, we talked about two brothers who used to eat this. Sorry about the glare. That's 2.5 pounds of candy or more every week, and neither one of them ever had a cavity. So today we want to wrap it up and kind of tie it all together and explain why, because there's a secret ingredient I almost never hear anybody knowing of. No dentist has ever seemed to tell them that. And it's what I call the 30-minute nightmare. I don't want to get the time wrong. It's 30-minute nightmare. And here's what happened. In the first case, that little girl, she was given a bottle, and it had milk in it. It had formula in it, but it'll happen with human breast milk as well. It doesn't have to be just juice. And she was put to bed at night with a bottle, and they fall asleep with the bottle in the mouth, you know, all that stuff. And it drips. And so the teeth are being bathed in any simple fermentable carbohydrate, like lactose, even in human breast milk. So anything in a bottle besides water, no bueno, no good. So that rotted out all her teeth down to the gum lines with nothing but stumps and pus and yuck and pain and all of that. And so we had to take all their teeth out. Then you get these two teenage boys, 15 and 16 years old, who eat pounds of candy every week, and they didn't have any cavities at all. Why? Because they ate pounds of candy all at once. One time they binged the dickens out of it on a Friday night movie night. And so you can get away with that. So what is the thing that ties these two stories together? Well, here's my best shot at it. And here's what every dentist should have been taught, but never seems to explain to people. When you take a single bite, a sip, a cracker, a little bit of juice, a little bit of bread, a little bit of pancake, a lot of things that even vegetarian type things like ripe bananas and dates and things like that. Whenever you do that, the bacteria in your mouth use the sugar, the simple carbohydrates that they can break down. We're not talking complex ones like if you're eating apples and squash and broccoli and things like that. But simple carbohydrates allow the bacteria, the plaque bacteria on your teeth, to use that as their food. And they make acid as a byproduct. It's their waste product. And this acid eats at the surfaces of your teeth. And here's the trick. Here's the single secret of all this. It does it for approximately 30 minutes. 30 minutes you've got from a single bite, a sip, a cracker, anything. Now, think about your little kids. How often does your little child, especially, I want a cracker, I want this, I want that. Now, every time you give them one bite, they get 30 minutes of acid production that can eat into their enamel, okay? It's something that's so important to know, and yet people don't do it. Dentists don't tell you this fact. So what happened with these two teenage boys? Their mom, a friend of mine, actually was a dental assistant, and she knew her stuff. And so she told the boys, if you don't eat candy at all during the week, and if you eat, if you don't eat candy all week long, and she also knew psychology by doing this, she said, I will give you all the candy you want on Friday night, movie night. And you can have as much as you want. You can have anything you want. And she bought it. And they ate pounds of this stuff as they sat and ate a movie. Well, what happened? During that whole time, acid was being produced on their teeth. And about 30 minutes after, they ended. And so the rest of the week, the only other time they would get acid production was when they ate food, right? Something, a meal. And in between meals, your mouth has the ability to remineralize the little bit of mineral that was taken away by acid. Otherwise, none of us would survive. So no matter what you eat, there's some simple carbohydrate in your meal that will produce enough acid that it will cause some minor damage, microns level. Those are millions of meters of enamel that gets taken away. And then you have time to recover, and your saliva has calcium and phosphate in it that will help remineralize your teeth, and everything's good. That's how we maintain our teeth. So when you have something like a bottle, a baby bottle, drip, 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 even breast milk, even formula has lactose in it, that will be enough that the bacteria constantly work at it. And that's how it works. So if more people knew this, there would be a lot less cavities. Now, I'm not your dentist. I don't want to be. I want to help you with your dentist. I want to help your dentist to give you the right information. So I decided one day that people didn't know about this stuff. So I wrote this book, Real Mom's Dental Pocket Guide. This one's about cavities, but there's some other books coming about braces, about wisdom teeth, about gum disease, about these things that are really common that if you only knew, you could minimize your risk. So that's the story of tonight. I wanted to let you know that this book was written out of frustration for people not knowing one of those facts, and that one's the biggest one, using the 30-minute nightmare to your advantage. Now, this little book sells for $15 if you buy it most places. If you go to my website, you can get it through my publisher for less than that, and until the end of December 2017, free shipping. So $15, you'd pay a lot more than that just to have one checkup at a dentist. I guarantee this book has more information in it than you'll ever learn from your dentist or your own mom or your friends or asking around Facebook. And so I recommend that you get this for your family, and you can go to, I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. Let's see if we can. Yep, there it is on the bottom. RealMomsDentalPocketGuide.com. Sorry if it's out of focus a little bit. That's on the back of the book. Once you have the book, you'll never not know where to go and get good information. So if you have any questions, you can also go to RealMomsDentalPocketGuide.com/AskDrPaul. Put dashes between them. But look around the website, and if you have any questions, I'm here to help. And Wednesday mornings, actually noon Mountain Time, I'll be live on Facebook and answer any questions that you have and see if we can help, because my mission in life is to reduce cavities drastically in the next generation. And that comes by training moms, because honest to goodness, most dentistry gets done because of women. You didn't know you were that powerful, did you? About 85% of all dentistry on anybody, men, women, children, is done because a woman encouraged, took charge, made it happen. So I really appreciate you, and I want to help any way I can for you and your family, help you out, save a lot of money at the dentist, and help your dentist to give you the right information. So I hope that was helpful, and you have a great day. See you then. Bye-bye.